Yeah. All right. Take two. so, welcome back to Peak Speed Lab 164, my fellow diecaster blasters. This is the place where gravity and mass meet friction, and the ramp decides the results. All right. So I got through that. It took me 2 times. I'm not really sure why. I'm sort of like, I don't know. My mind doesn't feel like it's wandering. It has no reason to wander, but I feel like I'm wandering a little bit. All right, so I just pulled this up. This was next in the queue. Then the only reason I picked it is it was next in the queue. Again, I don't have like a theme right now. Maybe I'll pull up another um, block of cars to do down the road. But we're getting quite a few C weight class cars in the in the pool here that have been measured and tested. And so I think pretty soon we're going to start doing we're going to give them another shot to see how they do on the 164 scale quarter-mile drag strip, and we'll figure out if they still are going to belong in the top 10. Right now, we have the first, I think it's like 12 cars in the C weight class right now. Um, so that may be enough to get started. And anyway, we'll move on. This one that was next in line is the 74 Brazilian Dodge Charger. I don't know why I keep looking over there. It's over here, the Brazilian Dodge Charger. My sister-in-law, I always say my crazy Brazilian sister-in-law, would be very happy with this one. This was like your standard one, but I don't remember where I picked this up from. But this was a little more. This is like a $5 purchase, and it may have been. I don't know if it was kind of where I picked it up from. This says HW Workshop Heat Fleet on the back, but on the front it's just HW Workshop, and we've got 206 of 250. Again, not really sure what that means. Maybe that's how many cards that were done in the year. Maybe that was something else, but it doesn't say. Even though this says on the back, and I'll show it on the back when before when I turn the camera around before the unboxing, which how many there are in this set. Normally it does. I don't know. Maybe that's why this is a little bit more. Maybe this is like a special release of some sort. I don't know, but it looks pretty cool. These got some flames. You got some like almost like a turquoise kind of luminescence to it. And well, when I say luminescence, yeah, maybe fluorescence. I don't know. I'll tell you what. Why don't we get a closer look at this thing as we unbox it right now? I mean, now. This is what I'm talking about. So we've got see the little price tag on there, $4.95 plus tax. There it is, straightforward, 74 Brazilian Dodge Charger. This is nothing special with the packaging. The HW Workshop, and then the back we've got a little code here. Scan to start the race. I haven't done that yet. Not really sure how that would be used, but I don't know. Maybe I'll try it. Maybe I'll try it down the road sometime. But if anybody else wants it here, if that works for you. So again, the Workshop Heat Fleet is what it says here. We got the name here. We got the Hot Wheels Showdown here. So I don't know. This appears to me. I'm betting this is like a little bit of a special edition, but not like a high end car per se, in the sense of like the materials and that kind of thing. All right. So we're gonna do the take it out of its blister back. Oh, okay. This one is gonna be a little bit tough to get. It doesn't come out just cleanly, so this is going to be time for the box cutter. Now, the nice thing about this is there's plenty of space. I'm not really too worried about, and this is pretty thin packaging here, so I'm not as worried about it, but I want to make sure I don't damage or scratch the car as we're pulling it out. Not that I'm going to be showing these pieces or selling them or anything, but still would like it to look its best. So let's see how this thing feels as we pull it out of its packaging. Feels pretty centerly balanced. I will tell you right now, this thing doesn't seem like, I don't know that this is really going to be that fast the way it feels on this texture table. I'm going to get rid of the packaging here. So, but I don't know. I think it looks pretty cool, these flames. So we'll do the usual look-see. We're not ready for the lowrider tune yet. And oh yeah, that's kind of a pretty cool paint job, cool color combo. A little dust from the packaging. All right, what do we think? Malaysia? Guess we'll find out. I always do that. It's like the Hot Wheels logo. It looks like it should be the other way. Yep, there we go, Malaysia. That feels, yeah, that definitely feels plastic and plastic. So it looks like these doors should open almost, but they don't. Nothing else, nothing moves. Yeah, it looks like the wheelbase or the hub to hub measurement's gonna be pretty tight. Anyway, time to see how she measures up. And then we'll do the usual 20 and warm up laps, and then we'll do the 10 official laps, of course. But in the meantime, sit tight, grab some popcorn. We'll be back. Just finished the measurements and about to do the first run of the 20 warm ups that we always do. Um, I really have no expectations of this car. I I don't know how it's going to perform. The front wheels were pretty tight. The rear wheels were slightly loose, not much. Very top heavy, which I was kind of surprised. I don't know why, but I was surprised. And I don't know. And it looks pretty narrow in the track. So I don't know. Well, again, I don't know, and I don't know how many times I can say I don't know. I don't know. So why don't we see how she does for the 20 warm ups with the usual progression of the slowest and fastest lap, and then we'll get to the 10. So here we go. Let's turn it around and check out the 20. All right, that's how she looks sitting in the lane. As always, we use the same lane, which is lane 5, for this short form drag strip. We've got the geometry already in. It's the same as all the rest of the cars or all the other tests. And this is a warm up lap 1. 2.094. That's kind of slow. See how she does for the rest of the other 19, and we'll be back before we start the official laps. Just finished 20 warm up laps. Well, it's not going to win any speed records, but it definitely improved. It literally had 8 laps that continued to increase in the speed. Um, for this with the last lap on 20. So slowest lap, which was the first lap at 20.94 seconds, and by lap 20 it was at 20.20 seconds. So again, no speed record, but it was interesting to see how the car improved as it moved along. Didn't really get slower. Now we'll see how it goes for the 10 official laps now that she's warmed up. What do you say? Let's turn this bad boy around and then hit that official. So as always, there we go. That's the queue. You can see it shrinking. The queue used to be, we're going to start this real quick, used to be full. There was like another row here, and then these cars here. We still have some grouping packs and that kind of thing. But yeah, got some stuff to get to. I'm going to do this overview. So in case anybody sees anything that they would like me to, that is the pink Barbie van, that they would like me to move up in the queue, by all means, let me know, and I will be happy to do that. Okay, now that we are done with the pleasantries, I think it's time for the official lap 1 of the 10. See how she does. As soon as I push the correct button. There we go. See? There we go. 2.056. All right. Cue music. All right, we are on the lap 10 final of the 10 official runs. She's had a couple of fast laps, well, faster laps for her, but she ended up 2.036. So here we go. As we look at 2.014 was the fastest there in lap 7. And then we had lap 2 was 2.017. So, nothing ever got below 2 seconds. So again, no speed records, but it tried. It gave it its best effort, and it will still get its moment of glory on the lighted spinning pedestal in a minute. But in the meantime, we need to enter the results into the database. So we'll be back in a flash. Stay tuned. In 3, 2, 1. And right then I had to clear my throat. How funny. Excuse me. Welcome back to Peak Speed Lab 164, where gravity and mass meet friction. The ramp decided the results. And the results today, I don't know. I felt like they were a little dismal. But I had no expectations, thank goodness. So I wasn't really disappointed. But there wasn't any aha moments like, oh my gosh, this was really a surprise. Much like the Mini Cooper when I was running it, and it just, something about watching that car do its thing really made me happy, made me smile. This one, I don't know. I really like the way it looked. I love the design. I think it looks pretty cool, but it didn't, I don't know. I didn't really resonate with it as much as I thought it would while it was running on the track, but we gave it every chance, put it through the usual paces like we do with all the other vehicles. And yeah, it turned out with the average of 2.0297 seconds. I'm not sure if that is going to be the slowest in the lab, but it's going to definitely be down, I think, probably in the lower end. But anyway, it is what it is. Not all cars are going to perform the same. The only reason I think I'm a little surprised was because this did appear to come from a special set. They've got that code. To kind of, I guess, see if you want to race and see how things are going to do with it. I didn't look it up, so I don't really know if that's what it's for, but it seemed like there was something related to that. So I really thought this was gonna, well, I shouldn't say that because I didn't really have any expectations, but maybe I did have a little bit thinking it was going to run a little bit faster because of what I think it is as a special edition. But I don't know. I wasn't surprised by, I think, where we ended up. It just did its thing. Anyway, no worries. It still looks cool. Love the paint job. And as always, we got to give it its moment of glory as we respect the designers, the artists, the inspiration, the builders, all the usual, everything that goes into making these cars, and not just these miniature cars. I mean, this 164 die-cast community of vehicles, are inspired by real vehicles. And, there's a lot of work, a lot of imagination in some cases that go into designing and building these cars. And I always like to pay respect to that. So we've got the lighted spinning pedestal in action in 3, 2, 1.